Hey everyone, Chris with Coalition Gaming here, and we're going to be testing the FX-8350 now in 2019. Probably the most popular FX CPU for AMD fans during the Bulldozer days, the FX-8350 was originally released in October of 2012 with an initial launch price of $195. Not a bad price for an 8-core CPU, right? Well, if you want to call it an 8-core. But that's a discussion for another time. So this was AMD's answer to the i7-3770K, or the second and third gen bridge series in general. However, it was pretty far behind in terms of gaming and productivity performance, all things considered. This reflected in its price, being roughly 2/3 the cost of an Intel i7. But it's 2019 now, so how does the CPU hold up? The test system today is my brother's main rig, which we recently transplanted into a new case. If you guys wanted to check out that video, it'll be linked right up here. It uses an ASRock 970 Extreme 4 motherboard, which is, I guess, not the best VRM design for an 8-core FX CPU, so overclocking was not an option. It can run just fine at stock frequencies, so that's how we're going to be testing it. So the system configuration is an AMD FX-8350 Vishera. Stock speeds, 4 GHz I believe is the all-core, with 4.1 GHz 2-core and 4.2 GHz single-core turbo. 16 GB of Crucial Ballistics Tracer DDR3 at 1600 MHz. A Zotac Amp Extreme 980 Ti. This is an amazingly fast, actually it is the fastest factory overclocked 980 Ti. So yeah. And like I said, an ASRock 970 Extreme 4 motherboard. So let's see the benchmarks. Just a note, I know that some of these games aren't the newest of titles, but you know, I'm just doing what we can with what we have, so we appreciate all your guys' support. We do have Black Ops 4 for you guys, and Battlefield 1 should be a decent measuring stick for Battlefield 5. So as you guys can see, the CPU still seems to be able to hold its own, right? Kind of surprising? Yeah, maybe not for you FX holdouts. Battlefield 1 was really the only game that exhibited any kind of CPU bottlenecking with it, but the issues it caused were very minor. It was still playable. The Firestrike result overall is still fantastic though, and that graphics score just really drags up the overall score, but as expected, the CPU, the physics score, did leave a bit to be desired. Honestly though, I was super surprised at how well everything ran, specifically Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 actually seemed to take advantage of a lot of the cores in the system. That was surprising to me, but even on my main Xeon system, Red Beast back there, I noticed when I play Black Ops 4, it loads down all the available threads. So I'm not sure if it's just the way that the game is designed or some implementation of, I don't know, just some better optimizations for CPU usage, but it's nice because that game actually ran super good. Overall, it's still a capable CPU in the right configuration, especially if you have it in a board where you can overclock it. If you can get this thing base clocked overclocked, or not just do more than the multiplier overclock alone, just an optimal overclock for this thing, it can still perform pretty great. However, the Cinebench scores in single core performance still shows its weakness. It didn't even break 100. That puts it roughly at a stock frequency 2.8 to 3 gigahertz i7-930. That's first gen era. And this came out in 2012, and that i7-930 came out in 2010. So even though it came out to compete with second and third gen, it's still struggling to compete against first gen. And well, I mean, it's on a dead platform. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing. I wouldn't go seeking one out. I wouldn't build around one unless you got one extremely cheap. But if you already have one right now and you're still rocking it, good on you guys. But I think it's just about its time to upgrade, and the upcoming Ryzen 3000 series might be the hot ticket. That is looking like it may even the field with Intel in terms of IPC and gaming performance. Productivity performance is already, up there with it, and I think it might be the final nail in the coffin to really get AMD back to its heyday. Looking forward to that. Anyways, hope you guys liked this video. If you're still rocking an FX CPU, drop a comment down below. Let us know what your config is, and if you're overclocked or anything like that, and what you're hopefully possibly looking to upgrade to. And that does it, everyone. This is Chris with Coalition Gaming. Make sure you check out other videos. They'll be linked over here on the side. Subscribe. We always got more coming. All our socials are linked in the description below. Come chat with us on our Discord server. Follow us on Twitter, all that stuff. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.